I'm Angel Gamboa Bryant. I'm a 3-time Emmy-nominated editor. I have 2 nominations for the Upshaws and 1 for History of the World Part 2. For the Upshaws, what I love about it is, first of all, it's a multi-camera sitcom, which is, I grew up on those in the 80s, and they focus on a minority family from the Midwest. So I just love the content, I can relate to it, but also just the caliber of the comedy. The writing is incredible, the acting, the directing. I have a long history of working with Wanda Sykes, and I worked with her on the Upshaws for 2 seasons now, and we ended the 2nd season, she called me to do History of the World, and it was kind of like a moment where I just went, what? I had no idea they were even making it. I was a Mel Brooks fan growing up also, and it was a very surreal sort of question, and of course I said yes. And then once I got past that initial shock, when I got to the edit bay and saw the footage and just the caliber of it, it was amazing. Very great cast, very well written. The sketches are probably some of the best I've ever seen. So it was a lot of fun. It was also very collaborative. The whole show was a team effort. We had a lot of creative freedom, which was nice, because that's not always the case. Sometimes producers want you to do things in a certain way. They give you a set of rules to follow, and they sort of just let us explore our world and create comedy the best way we could. For the Upshaws, Ducked Up is just a really fun episode. I think it's one of the most fun episodes of the season. It has a lot of levels of different storylines going on, comedy. It centers around the main character, Mike Epps, who is Benny Upshaw. He's stuck up in an air duct the whole entire episode. And so we have a lot of scenes intercutting different things going on. His wife has her own thing going on, his son has his own thing going on. And meanwhile, they're all calling him and trying to find him. So there's just a lot of comedy, and at one point, Wanda Sykes' character walks in and sees him up there. He then delivers her an insult, and she walks out and leaves him there. So it's a very fun episode. History of the World, we had a couple of episodes that we really loved. We went back and forth on them. We loved episode 1, episode 8, and episode 3. We ended up landing on episode 3 because of the amount of variety in the sketches. There are 2 musical numbers in episode 3, as well as a large variety of sketches that we thought would be the most powerful content to put forward. Plus we had a lot of big celebrity guest appearances. Jack Black performs a musical number, which is pretty incredible. Danny DeVito's in there as well. I found out about my nomination as I was leaving my kids' school from dropping them off. I went to the UPS store, standing in line with all these people behind me, and my phone started blowing up with text messages. I looked down, and it was a really good friend of mine, another editor, Molly Schock, and she said, "Oh my God, you have 2 Emmy nominations, congratulations." And then I was just like, what? This cannot be real. And right as I started text messaging my husband, she texted me again, insert expletives. She was like, "Oh my God, you have 3. So it was just very surreal. Then all the rest of the phone calls, text messages, emails started pouring in. I got a really amazing phone call from Wanda Sykes and Paige Hurwitz, who own the production company, who do the Upshaws, and they were screaming and congratulating me, and it was just really wonderful. The whole thing was surreal and very humbling. Media Composer has a lot of tools that we use in the edit bay, and for the Upshaws in particular, I think one of the biggest assets was the ability to group footage and also audio. It's a multi-camera show, and I've worked on many NLEs, and I don't think that many of them can handle them the way that Avid can. Knowing Media Composer has helped me in my career because, hands down, it's industry standard. I don't think that I could have the career that I have in editing without knowing Media Composer. I've edited for 20 years now, and I would say the majority of my projects, especially in long form, are all on Media Composer. The actual story happens in the edit bay because often we rewrite everything. We do pickups. We're basically molding and crafting the story depending on how we put the images together. Some people say it's just like playing all day, because you get to craft footage in all these different ways, and the way that you do it, it evokes an emotion, which is really fun.